Hi, my name is Media Flores, and this is my Madeline Hunter style lesson plan. So the state standard we will be focusing on TEKS will be counting forward backwards to at least 20 with and without objects. My lesson objective will be students will count to 20 with and without toy bear counters, little bear counters. Some materials that will be needed going into this lesson plan will be a computer, projector, obviously the bear counter, some flashcards, pen and paper, worksheets as usual. So the anticipatory set with the hook, we will watch the Jack Hartman video to count 20 forwards and backwards. It is a good video. It gets the kids moving around, gets them entertained to what they're doing, good song, good music, really gets their attention. And making sure to check for previous knowledge. We'll count as a class after that video is over, see which parts when counting, which they lose focus on, like what can be built from there. I'll state the objective of the lesson, which is making sure the students can count to 20 with and without the counters, count to 20 and counting backwards from 20. The teaching aspect of it, the input, teacher, we would sit during circle time. And during our circle time, we'll go over certain things. I would count to 20, counting to 20, and then counting backwards from 20. And then for the model to demonstrate, the teacher will be in front of the class, and the students will call out numbers, and the teacher will then, with the counters, present that number. So example, students will count out number 5, so we'll count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the counters, and then count backwards 4, 3, 2, 1, and continue doing that to 20. And then the teacher will then do that to the students. The teacher will count, give them a number, and the students will count to that number, and then count backwards to that number using the counters. During the guided practice, students will draw cards from a deck. It will be in groups of 3, and in these groups of 3, there will be a deck of cards from 1 to 20, and they'll grab a card, whatever card number they get will be 3, 4, whatever, 1 through 20. Students will then count to that number in their groups and then count backwards, and then use their materials as the bears, counting 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. For closure, the students will get a one-on-one with the teacher. The teacher will ask them to count to 20 and then count backwards from 20. And then just restate the objective of the lesson. For independent practice, students will then go home with their homework, and then their homework will be a timeline or a number line, and in that number line there'll be blanks in between each number line, and the students will fill out the blanks of that number line. During the evaluation, making sure students can count from 20 with objects and without 20 without any objects. Accommodations, making sure students have enough time for their testing, making sure students understand their work in their own language, and making sure students can understand what they're doing completely and how they can do that moving forward.